I thought I knew Claire. I thought I knew the woman I'd been with for 2 years, the one whose laugh could brighten a room and whose smile could make even the worst day feel bearable. Her friends describe her as warm, caring, magnetic, and to me, she had always been all of that. Or at least, that's what I told myself. The invitation to her friend's party didn't seem like a big deal at first. A casual evening, just friends, some drinks, a little music. I wasn't nervous. I'd met some of her friends before, and they liked me. But then she mentioned something that twisted my stomach. "Oh, by the way," Claire said, adjusting her hair in the mirror, "my ex Jake will be there tonight. You'll probably meet him. I just want everything to be comfortable." Comfortable. That word should have set off alarms. And it did. But I told myself it was fine. I was confident, secure, grounded. I had no reason to feel threatened. After all, it was a past. And I trusted Claire, or at least I thought I did. When we arrived, the house was alive with chatter, laughter, and clinking glasses. I forced myself to relax, to smile, to enjoy the evening. That's when I saw him. Jake, tall, broad-shouldered, effortlessly charming, with a smile that made people like him immediately. I stiffened. Claire gave a subtle squeeze of my hand, a small gesture meant to calm me. "Go on," she whispered. "Just be friendly." Friendly, I repeated to myself. I took a deep breath and approached him. "Hey, Jake," I said, extending my hand. He looked me up and down, a faint smirk on his lips. "Hey, Ethan," he replied, shaking my hand firmly, like he was measuring me. Then I noticed Claire, standing a little too close behind him, laughing at something he said, and I felt it, a sharp pang of discomfort, a shot straight to my chest. The night continued, and every time I tried to engage, Jake dominated the conversation. He told stories from Claire's past, shared inside jokes I wasn't part of, recounted moments I had never experienced with her. And she laughed. She laughed in a way that felt intimate, familiar, but not with me. I tried to convince myself it was harmless nostalgia, but the tightness in my chest wouldn't let me ignore it. Then it happened. The moment I'll never forget. You know, Claire and I had some amazing times together. Jake said casually. "Right, Claire," I murmured. She smiled just a little too knowingly and nodded. "Yeah, we did," she said. And in that moment, it wasn't Claire speaking to me. It was someone else entirely. Someone I didn't recognize. I forced a laugh, cleared my throat. "That's great. Glad you had a good time." Should have ended there. But it didn't. Jake leaned in slightly. "I hope you're treating her right, Ethan. She deserves the world." What was meant to sound casual felt like a jab, a subtle reminder that no matter how secure I thought I was still the new guy in a story she had already written with someone else. I spent the next hour walking a tightrope between politeness and simmering frustration. Every time Jake spoke, Claire's eyes lit up the same way they had in our early days. But it wasn't for me. That spark, that warmth, felt like a punch I couldn't dodge. Later, by the snack table, Claire leaned toward me. "Don't be mad. He's part of my past. You're my present." I wanted to believe her. I wanted to smile, nod, brush it off. But a part of me couldn't. The contrast between the warmth she gave him, the familiarity, the laughter, and the subtle distance she kept with me made something inside me tighten and fracture at the same time. By the time the party wound down, I knew I couldn't ignore it any longer. I had been smiling, nodding, laughing at stories that weren't mine, but the longer I stayed, the more the unease festered. When Jake excused himself for another drink, Claire turned to me, her hand brushing mine. "Ethan, are you okay?" I looked into her eyes, searching for the warmth that had once been only for me. I found it, but it was tinged with nostalgia, a warmth belonging to a memory I'd never shared. "I'm fine," I said, though my voice carried a sharper edge than I intended. Really, I wasn't fine. The night had stirred a realization I wasn't ready to face. Claire had never meant to hurt me deliberately, but she had opened a door I hadn't known existed. The door to insecurity, doubt, and the uncomfortable truth that she had shared her past with someone else in ways I could never compete with. On the drive home, I replayed every scene. The handshake that felt like a challenge. the laughter that felt like betrayal, the effortless way she connected with him. Snapshots I couldn't unsee. By the time we reached my apartment, I realized I had a choice. I could pretend nothing had happened, let the unease simmer quietly, or confront it. I couldn't pretend anymore, not when the memory of that handshake and her laughter kept stabbing at the edges of my peace. "Claire," I said as we stepped inside. She turned to me, expectation in her eyes. "We need to talk." Her expression shifted, a flicker of concern crossing her face. "Tonight," I said, "the party, the way you were with him. I can't shake it. I don't want to feel like this, and I don't want to pretend I'm fine. I need to know where I stand." Claire's eyes softened. "Ethan, I didn't mean to make you feel insecure. He's just old memories. They don't matter. You matter." I wanted to believe her. I really did. But I realized something crucial. Love isn't just about presence. It's about feeling valued, protected, understood. And for the first time, I understood that even in the presence of someone you love, you can feel invisible. "I hear you," I said finally. "But I need time. I need to process this. I need to feel like I'm enough, not just a placeholder in your past." She nodded, reaching for my hand again. I didn't pull away, but I didn't return the gesture either. Not yet. Not until I could reconcile the trust that had been shaken, the unease that had taken root. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept replaying the handshake, the laughter, the way she stood beside him so comfortably. And in that restless thinking, I realized something. Life, relationships, trust, they are fragile. And sometimes the smallest moments, a handshake, a laugh, a glance, can crack a foundation you thought unbreakable. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know if we can move past this, or if tonight has permanently altered how I see her, or even myself. But I know this. I will never forget what happened at that party. Not the handshake, not the laughter, not the unsettling warmth she gave to someone from her past. Because in that single fleeting moment, everything changed. And sometimes a moment like that isn't just a memory. It's a turning point.